the Chris Watts house energy reading. So this is one that I get requested for a lot. So if you've been living under a rock and you don't know who Chris Watts is, this is Chris Watts. He was a Colorado native who back in 2018 was arrested and charged with unaliving his full family, his pregnant wife and his 2 young daughters, all because he had a mistress. This was always really memorable to me because honestly it's one of the most horrific crimes I've ever heard of. So he unalived his pregnant wife Shanann Watts in this house here. So we're going to be doing an energy reading of this house. So there has been a lot of reported sightings of ghosts in this house, and as far as I know, someone eventually bought this house back in November 2022 after it sat empty for all that time. Now Chris has admitted to everything and he is serving life without parole in prison, and he says that he acted alone. So the first thing that I'm seeing when I connect to the energy of this house is so much darkness, honestly. Now, when a trauma or something awful such as that happens in a property, it does leave behind energy transfers, and it leaves behind a lot of dark energy. But this is different. This house is haunted by dark spirits. This is not the Watts family that are the spirits that are here. When I look for Shanann and the kids, they are happy and at peace in heaven or the angelic realm, whatever you want to call that. Their spirits are nowhere near this property. Now there has been reports from people walking nearby that have said they've seen the apparition of children up at the windows, but all that is there is dark, and I mean very dark spirits that are there. Those dark spirits have been there a long time and were there whilst Shanann and Chris were living there. I can currently see 8 dark spirits at that property. They're also feeding off of the attention that the house gets as well. The house gets a lot of attention from people stopping nearby, and that's only fueling to feed these dark spirits. I can also feel the remainders of what's been black magic that's been done on the property. It was that black magic that created an opening for these dark spirits to come through. So someone was doing black magic on this property. When I did some research after seeing that, because it did confuse me, I was led to some information that the mistress, Nicole Kessinger, was involved in black magic. As I said, he said he acted alone. However, this is just for entertainment purposes only. What I do know is there was definitely someone messing with this property when Shanann and Chris lived there. This property definitely needs a full clearing. The current owners who live there, if they haven't started experiencing problems, they will start experiencing problems at some point very soon. And that can come in the way of just your life, things starting to go wrong, sickness in the household, a lot of issues with relationships, just general bad luck. Also, when I was doing my research, Chris has described as feeling like something dark completely took over him, and that he knew what he was doing, he takes full responsibility, but that something dark completely overtook him. Now, how do you go from, by all accounts, a loving father to your children, to raising those children, to then unaliving those children because you have a mistress? Make that make sense. So that's all I'm saying. This is what I'm getting when I'm connecting to the energy. Really hope the current owners get house clearing done. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and if there's other locations you want me to do, just stick them in the comments.